we're here for the dead giveaway commentary. Just gonna go around for a little bit and explain who everybody is. We don't have our full casting crew here, but that's okay. My name is Ray. I produced the thing, and I voiced Katrina. We can go. I don't know what order you have, but anyone who wants to speak can speak.
I'll jump on. I'm Anne. I play Femme Fatale 2 at the very end, and my secondary role for the podcast, when I'm not playing obviously the most important parts, is that I am a writer, and I wrote this episode, and that's why I'm here.
Woo.
Woo.
Yay!
Woo.
Yeah.
Evan, would you like to speak up?
Hi, I'm Even, and I'm the voice of a shepherd, which is both a blessing and a curse, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely.
And I'm Jeannette. You must obviously know me from my breakout role as Red Herring. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
A well-named character.
Yes, the well-named
Oh, yes.
character.
I think, yeah. I feel like it's between Rhett and Barry D. Evidence.
Yes, of course.
I see
Police
nothing
officer
wrong with
Barry
those
D.
names.
Evidence.
Anyway, Lily, introduce yourself.
Alrighty. I'm Lilly. I am pretty much the script editor for the podcast in general, and I'm going to be the one kind of firing off the questions today, everybody.
Ooh,
So-
Everyone
how
say
exciting.
hi, Lily, like Roger AA meeting.
Hi, Lily.
So,
Hey, what's up?
alrighty. So we've already mentioned this kind of with Red Herring and Barry D. Evidence. We've got some fun character names in this show. So where did those come from?
Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, you have to understand that this is a terrible pattern you won't be able to unhear, but there are a weird amount of characters just in this entire podcast and a ton of the unreleased episodes too that are named after characters from books I had to read for English or was reading for English at the time I wrote this. The first draft of Dead Giveaway was actually a black box stage play that I wrote for fun at the beginning of lockdown in 2020. And at that point, I'd still pretty recently read a bunch of short stories by Washington Irving. And in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, there's a lady named Katrina who's kind of the flirtatious, human object type.
Oh, Lord.
Mhm.
As are traditional in Washington Irving stories, of course.
Yeah, they're honestly, I like them. Bit of an unpopular opinion. And Dauphin. We repeatedly
Dauphin.
baptize it because we hate the French.
Miss Katrina, don't
Well, are
Fuck the
we
French.
allowed to say what it got taken from, or
I would, it's a bit of an homage to the Penumbra podcast.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Oh, I thought it was just the dolphin.
dolphin?
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of speaking of, we are now joined by another member of this cast, our very own B, our very own Deb. Say hello.
Oh man.
Deb.
Ivy.
Oh my
Hello.
god, is that Deb?
So introduce yourself. What do you do for the podcast?
I'm Deb, the greatest character.
Yeah, they're
And
Deb.
who are we to disagree?
Well,
Yeah, so Lily's just giving us questions. You can vibe. We're just talking about all the names.
Alright.
Never mind. Does Deb have a fun name reason?
Yeah, like some really terrible ones, honestly. Like horrendous. This might be one of the worst things I've taken a name from in the entire podcast.
Uh-oh.
And I took a
Oh
name
no.
from An American Tragedy by Theodore
Oh,
Dreiser.
no!
It's fitting.
Deb, the American Tragedy.
Well, Deb,
I've never read it.
it's
Okay.
like Deb is an homage to a sitcom it's on YouTube. I won't tell you the name. I did in 7th grade, in which we all played bratty PTA moms.
Nice.
Deb
and
was
you
the
shouldn't
only
have.
mom told the- This was a comedy.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
A
Incredible.
Shepherd has the worst name origin of any character. Because
No
before
way.
I started looking for names in my like AP Lit books, because I was like, this is niche enough, no one will ever figure it out. I just looked for the first name I saw around my bedroom. I wrote this shortly after my dog, Ace, had died.
Mm.
It makes it worse. It makes it worse because you showed us a picture of Ace, and I was like, tell Ace that he's the best boy. And you're like, well, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh. Oh.
Look, it's been a really long time. He was a really, really good boy, but it's been long enough that I can heal and joke about it, and I've associated the name with this monstrosity of a character.
What a nice
Alright.
legacy for a good boy is to be an
Yeah.
awful boy in this
Moralized.
podcast.
Oh man.
Shepherd was an homage as well to. I wanted these characters to be parodies. They are soulless, one-dimensional cardboard cutouts of tropes.
Whoa, what do you
So-
mean? Red Herring is the most three-dimensional character you've ever written.
But here's-
I think
Yeah, what about Barry D. Evidence? He has such a great backstory.
Look,
It-
so
it-
much could be
she
said,
does.
so much.
They play
Actually,
tennis.
In Jeanette's one line, Katrina, so many words are spoken.
there's two lines actually. It's get your hands off me, and then it's Katrina.
Get
Yeah.
your hands off me.
if I can steer the conversation back real quick.
Yeah,
course.
let's move on.
Of course.
Quick fun fact: Red Herring was originally named Fabio in the first.
I mean, can't you
Red
tell?
Herring it was a more fitting joke for the tone I was going with.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
A shepherd, there's like a really stereotypical trend of like naming your main character or your hero shepherd to suggest that they are a Christ figure because you assume the audience can't read. So I just thought I'd throw an homage to a bit of a naming trope I dislike.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So
Nice.
those-
Yeah. If anybody else has anything else to hop on there, I can do that, or I can hit you with the next question.
Hit us with another question. You can handle it.
All righty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that if you're listening to this track, that you have not, or that you have already listened to Dead Giveaway. I
would
hope
hope
you've listened to
so.
Dead Giveaway. If you haven't, you should probably go do that before listening to the commentary track.
I mean,
We're gonna give you
Anyway.
spoilers.
It'd be pretty epic.
So
if you
many
listened to the
spoilers.
episode.
Uh,
You're on.
Spoilers. Someone dies.
Spoiler.
Oh
No
my
way.
God, that is
I
so
know.
crazy.
But getting back to the question, since we already know there are spoilers, what is your then this goes to actors, this goes to Anne, this goes to everybody. What was your favorite line from Dead Giveaway?
That kiss was something else. Smelled like a perfume, felt like heaven, tasted like mouth.
That
That's my genuine review of all the kisses I've had. They all taste like mouth.
that is one of my favorites. My favorite one to do. Maybe I have two that it was my favorite to do. One is like the slap line, because like it's like when you were recording, it just totally like it came out of nowhere. It was very cathartic to do. The don't change the subject. Who is she? The blonde. That one was very fun. I also really like this this city and its plague of wealthy women murdering their idiot libertarian husbands. It's very fun.
God.
Incredible.
Here's a bit of a fun fact. A lot of the bits I think are really funny are bits you guys made funny because again, the original script this is based on is a solid year old at this point. I haven't been working on it the whole time. But when we decided to do a podcast, which I'm sure we're going to get to in a bit, I kind of needed a script fast. And so I was like, yeah, I'll rewrite it. And then I got back to rewriting it and I discovered I didn't like the humor very much. It just, it was inconsistent tonally. And I had to work with it a lot to make myself like it again because it was comedy that was almost a year old at that point. So I've spent so much time with the jokes that really the only bits that get laughs out of me are the stuff that Even and Ray made funny or like made funnier than it was in the script. I really like the detective, don't you? Detective.
So just I tell you what, like Bea has something to say about their favorite line. I
Oh.
think.
My favorite
Wonderful.
line as demolishing as it is not one of my lines.
What is it?
It's one of Ray's lines, which is I can never remember it, but when we were listening through, like just after putting in all of my lines, I couldn't stop repeating it. It was just hilarious.
What line was it?
Let me see if I can remember. It's
When does it happen?
he didn't have that many enemies except for that one big.
Oh yeah, the Dave lived a good, clean life, free of any vice except for that bitch Jan from my yoga class. That one.
But
God.
my favorite line from Deb.
I know which one it is.
What do you think it is?
B's favorite line is the ad-libbed dolphin
Yeah.
Daphne line.
So I was reading it and I had dyslexia, so I had no idea what it was. So I just said whatever came out, and then Ray was like, "You know what? We'll go for it."
Yeah, dolphin. Anyway, I heard dolphin.
Incredible.
Dyslexia is funnier than I am.
It's really so great.
This is something I just remembered. Okay, my favorite line in general is the tasted like mouth one. But my favorite one to record was the one where he's like, it's very small. It's the one where he's like, "I knew it, Miss Cooper. I know I shouldn't have wasted a kiss on you."
That's a good one.
It feels so.
That's right after the
warm.
detective part. It was good.
Yeah, it was just really fun to record. It was fun to say. Like in real life, whenever I say that, like I shake my finger. I'm wagging my finger.
know,
right
I
now.
I can hear it. I can hear it in the way you go, Koopa.
It was good. Jeanette, what's your favorite line?
I guess this one is cheating a little bit because it's not actually a line. It is a stage direction, so you have to like look at the transcript. But I just love male wife. Oh,
Male line.
I think that's great.
I
think
feel like we've
when,
missed a crucial line.
Which one?
Kiss me right here, right now.
Right over my husband's dead body.
That was a good one. There's so many
That
good
is
lines
the
in
line
this
I'm
one.
using to sell this podcast to people.
What?
That is, yes.
Also, I would just like to make it known that for anyone looking for that stage direction real quick, it is Katrina walks in and Ace goes, "Oh," during the sax riff. Thank you, Brian.
So many sax
Right.
riffs.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh," and the stage direction is male wife.
Y'all
which
are
is-
downplaying the male wife. No, the thing is, I didn't know how to be a male wife. So
you did a pretty good parody.
line
male
is,
line.
so that O is just
Uh-oh.
like my best guess.
You did a good job.
A little spoiler alert. I'm not gonna say much, but like I love that you've played 2 male wives now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
This
my
is really
Time I'm
typecast.
done with you. You'll play
Here
at
at Elevator Pitch, we actually do typecast. I am the resident
Yeah,
male wife.
they really did. Well, okay, does Redacted from the next one that even plays count as a femme fatale? That's a question.
Oh
I-
gosh.
We are going to have to
Redacted
cut this.
We're not gonna talk about it anyway. I think my
Next question.
next question, please.
Secrets.
All right. Anne, you mentioned something about the sax riff. Why don't you give us a little bit of history on that? Because it has a fun little history to it, doesn't it?
Okay. So, the saxophonist, Brian, who is excellent. I've actually advertised this to some of his students, so it's going to be hilarious if if they listen to this. But he is a band teacher and a pro saxophonist. He's not a professional saxophone.
He's a
No, no, no.
professional
He is the
saxophone. He's the saxophone. Anyway.
For
Here's the
him.
thing, though. In the first few, I have the voice recordings. We have the sax riff recorded on. The first few were pranks.
Mm,
I'll play one.
it was Careless Whisper. Should have.
Oh.
Wish we could
Then
have
she
done
walked
that.
in.
But copyright. So
Yeah.
I'm glad. Hold on. What's the actual piece that he's playing in that? And
That's the other one. It is never gonna give you up. But the one he's playing is actually he just came up with it. I mean,
oh, okay.
jazz saxophonist, he riffs plenty.
One more for the writing side. Let's see. So Dead Giveaway's got some pretty blatant messaging in there. How did you decide to take it, or messaging? Dead Giveaway has some interesting twists and some pretty obvious slip of the tongue from our favorite femme fatale.
Hey, what's up?
How would you? What inspired?
How did you construct such an obvious mystery?
Of course, yes.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I really like detective media in general. Just I like to see how it goes in wildly different directions and whatnot. And what really inspired me was that around this time around the time I first wrote it, I've since finished the book. It just took me a very long time. I started and then completely gave up on the Maltese Falcon because the problem is, I mean, the book. I did watch the movie, and my dog did growl at Humphrey Bogart.
It has a very like growlable face.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the back
To
in,
all listeners, we are all in love with Jan's dog.
oh yes, all of us. Yes.
Without a
Every
doubt,
single
honestly.
Love of our lives. What a great actress. So yeah. At some point, didn't you try and ask even if they could do a Humphrey Bogart impression to be Ace?
Yeah, that was one of my original inspirations, but honestly, you pulled it off very well.
Wait, did I try that or
No, you did your like latent gay detective voice. Well, yeah. You did.
Is it?
I
Wait.
think you tried Humphrey Bogart.
Hilariously,
I have no memory.
a different character you play a lot later in the podcast has a lot more Bogart in their
Oh,
timbre.
really?
Yeah, I can't say who now, but I will tell
I think
you.
I know.
Anyway,
We know. Yeah.
so back to Bogart. I started reading the book and I got about like 4 chapters in, and I had to put it down because I was 4 chapters in, and just because I know so much about film noir tropes, because I'm if you will be able to tell this from my writing very soon. I'm a big fan of like different genres and the kind of tropes they carry with them, and I could just like pick apart genre tropes till I'm blue in the face. But
And will.
yeah, see the line about the unnecessary aggression on the part of the police, so we know that our dubiously morally gray protagonist is in the right, and we don't doubt him, because this is really just propaganda on a different level, telling you that if you've given up on the police, you can believe in a different branch of law enforcement.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Anyway, moving past that. The reason I had to put it down is because I was 4 chapters in. I was like, this is going to be the slimy, thinly veiled anti-immigrant stereotype who's a thief. This lady's going to be the femme fatale. She definitely killed that guy at the beginning. That guy's going to be the hero, but he's going to be kind of sad about the ending. And the secretary is not going to do much of anything. I was actually the only one I was wrong on was the secretary. She was actually treated like a human being sometimes.
Oh, imagine
What?
that.
Why does that kind of
Maltese
describe the plot of Dracula?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I mean, so what inspired me for this is a really, really long way of getting back to your question. I'm so sorry. But what inspired me there was like, it was so obvious, it was almost funny, and then it hit me like, what if I just made it so obvious it was funny?
Yeah.
And so I played from there. Like, it's kind of about how just stuff doesn't age. That genre
Stuff does not
has
age.
aged
Yeah,
like
it does.
It doesn't.
Man, I just can you sorry. You mentioned the detective protagonist line. And it just reminded me like do people, well, and you can probably do like what was the hardest line to like write in Lilly. You can probably do like what was a difficult line to like edit or adapt or whatever. What is the hardest line to perform / edit / write for everyone? Because I know Evan's answer.
Wait. Oh god. I know exactly what line it was. It's
Yeah.
It's the long line, the one that's like that ends with dubious morality or legality. It's like that felt like unnecessary aggression on the part of the police to hammer home the point that the detective is like blah blah blah. And it was so long, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is something that I have to say fast, because it's like, you know how it's like one of those sentences that you have to say in a speedy way. But like if I like, and like I'm a naturally fast talker, but like I kept stuttering over that for some freaking reason.
That's
I
why. Go ahead.
want to make it known I purposefully wrote that line the way I write sentences in my essays for English because it's an overly analytical point out of the blue, and I thought if it's overly
Yeah.
analytical, I might as well just let it be.
Yeah, that was very difficult to do. That's why like randomly Ace's voice will get really low and sultry at like 2 lines, because we had to re-record that at like a not a very opportune time, like 3 days ago.
Yeah, my voice was shot because I was just coming off of like being backstage for a musical in which I screamed real loud. So Ray just gets this audio file of me being like, "Hey, I'm not crying. I'm just dead inside."
And so that's how we finally got the propaganda line, because like we retried it like 3 times. B has an opinion on this question.
Oof. There was 2 separate recording things for me because I can't read. So first
Also, I
one,
was talking over you because
Yeah.
we were in the same room in one of the lines. So we had to
Ray
re-record.
demolished one of the lines, so I didn't make any mistake. No. So I had 2 that I really, really messed up on, and I forgot the first one. But I do have the second one because I recorded it yesterday.
Yeah, well, you have it written down. It was look, I'll forget about the motor oil so long as you don't spill it again. That's the second quickest way to get the customer. No,
I kept
I
forgetting
think
motor
your
oil.
hardest line was the line about one of the MLM jokes.
It was the one.
Joke.
It was either one. It was one of those, or like right before they are leaving. It was the like.
It was
optometrist joke.
it was the selling, like you tell other people that they can sell your knives for
Yeah.
means that in 10 minutes and we'll restart when that happens. But
Yeah.
no, it's the selling your knives to give them money. Your line was very hard to wrap your head around.
I could not wrap my head around it, and then today when I was listening to the full thing in class, I started like crying because like it just I remembered the trauma from trying to wrap my head around the line that's the pyramid scheme line.
It's the MLM. It's
I've been
different.
calling it the pyramid.
Okay, well,
This is like so random. This is so random. But like I now I know that was a pyramid scheme joke. And it reminded me that like I didn't get the belladonna with some water in it joke until earlier this afternoon.
You didn't get that? That's one of my favorites. I love that word. This is just some belladonna with some water. I got a good laugh out of my dad with the you must know complicated orders can take a few tries with the orange juice.
No, like I knew it was like a joke, but like I didn't get it. So I was just sitting there like, I'm gonna read this like a joke, but do I understand anything of it? No.
I didn't have trouble with any lines because I am perfect.
Boo.
That's a lie. That's
We
a
can't
lie.
all be saints like Ray.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember.
I have
It's been so long.
much to live up to my older
As someone who was like recording with Ray, I'm shutting that down.
Oh yeah, what? I don't remember what line I had trouble with. So you tell me
No,
what line I had trouble with.
the amount of times you'd say a line and be like, "No, I didn't like that. I'm redoing it."
That's so true. That's exactly how you do it too.
Yeah.
You are what we all call a
A
perfectionist.
little bit. I literally re-recorded for Redacted today because I didn't like what I did.
She also did
I
that
was there.
when I was recording because we were trying to figure out what his voice was.
Because you kept doing Nagito Kamida from Danganronpa, and that sucks.
Everyone.
And that
Nagito
can't
Kamida
be
here.
Deb. Don't. Do you want to run away from your dark past or not? Anyway, I don't
for reference for people who are listening to this commentary.
You don't have to reveal your dark.
No,
I'm gonna reveal myself.
please.
I am the creator of what can I curse?
No.
Just say
Wet,
WAP.
wet A word despair. No, because it's different. It's wet
It's
A word
WAP.
despair.
Just call it WAP. Everyone knows
It's
what WAP
WAD.
is.
It's WAD. And I posted it on TikTok with a terrible impression of Nagito Komaeda, and it went viral.
Yes, and I
So-
only learned about this today, and I feel like I've learned multitudes in just a few
this is where my
short
fame comes
minutes.
from.
Incredible.
Another cursed thing. This you did remind me. The one line I struggled with. It was not because it's hard to write. I rewrote and rewrote and rewrote the monologues. If you have someday, we'll probably post the original version of Dead Giveaway. Big grain of salt. It sucks a lot more than this. But,
It doesn't suck. I thought it was funny. It was
Oh,
good.
basically all the monologues have completely changed. But so those were hard to rewrite, but the one that was emotionally hardest to cut because Ray told me to was the line where where Katrina is or well Ace is like, did your husband have any enemies? And she's like, oh, too many to count, detective. Sorry, I will be mocking you for sounding like
Yeah.
Judy
Please
Garland.
do.
That's
I'm
the
gonna laugh.
point. I'm supposed okay. A little
And-
acting note. If you listen to me doing Katrina and your first thought is homophobia, that's good. That's the goal. Your goal should be to hate me instantaneously when you do that. Anyway, mock me forever. Keep going.
So she's like, too many to count, and he's like, why is that? And in this script and also in the original script, she goes, he was an insult comic and not a very good one. The thing is, in an intermediate stage, like during my first rewrite before I put it through serious edit, it was he was a furry detective.
I
Help.
wish.
No,
Literally
Why
help.
did we change that?
'Cause,
Why
like,
did we change that?
because I don't think we talked about why we ended up adapting and starting it, but now it's as good a time as any. Basically there is an internship for podcast production, and Even and I had done a few fan projects, some other stuff that Anne has written just like for fun. And so just for fun, just for shits and giggles. And so we stop. What? So I'll get 4 minutes. I'll be quick. And then we're gonna restart the Zoom call anyway because we don't want to pay. Unless you want to pay us. Hey, give us money so we can afford Zoom Plus. So you don't have to restart the Zoom call.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
We're not scapegoats. Pay us though.
pay us though.
Obligatory give us money.
Please give us
message.
money.
Give
Please.
us
We are so
money.
poor. We are so poor. I have spent a lot of money on this podcast. So anyway, and now we have 4:30. So there's this internship I was doing, and so I wanted to like show that I knew how to audio edit because I did, but I can't show them a bunch of fan projects because no. So Anne was like, hey, I have a play that you've read before because they'd already shared it with us, and I had already enjoyed Dead Giveaway called Dead Give a Play at the time.
Yeah.
And so we were like, cool, let's adapt it. And then from there we were like, hey, we want to adapt this other thing into an audio drama format, and that's our May episode. And then it just kept spiraling, and now here we are. Now we have a podcast.
And that's why we didn't leave the furry line in.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah. That was why I said that. We didn't live for line because I don't want a future employer to hear me talk about furries on an audio drama.
Well, now you get to hear now your future employers if they ever find out.
Get to hear me explain why we didn't include the furry line.
Yep.
They do.
Real quick though, the thing that gutted me though, there are a couple other jokes where that I had to cut because of that. Where I think the one really good one was when she goes like, "Are you going to call the police on me, detective?" In the original or like the semi-original, he goes, "No, I'm gonna call animal control."
Oh, God. That was
literally
really
help.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All right, next question. So we're going to move away from the writer's side just a little bit, but let's be real. And you can still jump in whatever you want.
I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, I
That
know.
is a
And if
threat.
you need to leave for leaving reasons because you had
For
an
leaving.
interesting time frame, you can just leave, and we will never know where you went. It'll be another mystery.
Go for
Except
it.
I will, because
Obviously, Anne's got to
Yeah.
recede into the void every once in a while.
Yeah,
of course,
Gotta recharge.
yeah, it's a mystery.
And
I've never solved.
by the way, Anne's a cryptid. Anyway, as you all know that. So, what was it like getting to soundscape a podcast that like you were the lead soundscaper on and everything?
Well, I have done, as I mentioned, other soundscaping projects before. None of which were as, I guess, extensive. Well, that's not true. I have another one that was pretty long. But this one being an original thing where I both got to like originate the role I was playing and got to like do all the soundscaping and editing was really an interesting experience. Mostly in that, like, since it's not a fan project anymore and we are releasing it, I had to kind of limit my resources to just royalty-free stuff, which is kind of a challenge. Because noir requires a lot of jazz music, a lot of that sort of ambience, and jazz, it wasn't good during the era of what is now currently public domain in terms of
Don't
jazz.
come for King Oliver's Creole band like that.
I my personal preferred era of jazz is not public domain yet. So that was a little bit of a challenge there. And also, I had to embark on a lot of editing things I'd never done before. So I had to like start messing with I had to make an audio filter for that like radio sound you hear. I had to like physically, I didn't code it, but I had to like figure out what the curve needed to be. I had to like I learned a lot out of it from it, and I will be able to use those tools moving on. But it was really a really interesting experience, both in like being given limited resources and having to have a specific sound and doing all that together. That's a very long way of saying it was pretty cool.
Can I jump in with a question for Ray?
Yes.
We're spicing it up. Or actually, I forgot there are other actors in this. Wow.
There are, in fact,
What
other
am I,
actors.
a
And the
Salvage?
only actor I
Leave
play
them.
every character.
I guess
but-
actually I don't belong in this podcast. I think I'm gonna make my way out. Bye, Jeannette. Bye, everybody.
Take me with you. Take me with you, Ace.
I think we I'll leave.
Um,
It's now just right.
It's just me. Hi. Keep going.
Yes, I was wondering for the actor side of things. I know these characters are very much one-dimensional, and to anybody who's listening to this who plans on continuing to listen to the podcast, we're going to dive straight into serious themes and whatnot after this, so hold on to your hats. But
And your
what's it like
horses.
originating
And your
characters?
horses.
Maybe your
Oh.
song. Hold on to.
And your
Anyway.
yeah.
And your horses. Continue. Anne.
Oh, well, what's it like to, get to play an original character? Or what's it like to be the first one who gets to have their voice on something?
I admittedly already was aware of like how that felt because okay, a little history of Even.
Oh, you're gonna
here.
talk about I know what you're talking
Shut up. I've been in 4 original shows actually.
Oh.
In high school, mostly high school, yeah, all of high school. I was like in 3 original musicals, which I got to originate. A mom, a music teacher, and a anime girl.
And a gambling addict anime girl with bright pink hair.
What a
Yeah.
legend.
Kakegurui?
No, it was no actually. The
Yeah,
anime one was
right.
called The Adventure of Beta Kid, and the cast that it's on YouTube, but the cast that there isn't mine, so
Ugh.
that kind of sucks.
That does suck.
But the music teacher one, Simon Says, is also on YouTube, and I'm in that one, so it's pretty cool. I've already originated a couple roles, so I know how I sort of like am used to it now, but like there's still that sort of inherent thrill of like getting a character and being like, this one's mine, and like
Yes.
everyone's good. I get to make this character. Nobody else does. Like it belongs to me now, and I get to like give people my first impression, and they have to agree with it, and it's pretty epic.
Were there
Yeah.
any like unique readings you felt like you brought to the character? Like,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, of course, any you have to understand that text to performance, there's always extra three-dimensional layers added, but like, is there anything in particular you felt like any choices about the character you felt like you got to make that you felt particularly strong about?
I mean, I was really proud of I learned to do the pseudo mid-Atlantic accent that I did in like it was like a crash course. We were like, hey, we're recording on this day. I was like, fuck, I can't do this accent yet. I like watched a whole bunch of like Katharine Hepburn, and then so I'm proud of being able to like do that. But I think it's like a very specific brand of like how I imagine misogynistic characters mixed together with like actual old Hollywood. So I wasn't trying, like I was trying to sound awful. Like if you listen to Dead Giveaway and you're like, fuck Katrina, like that's on purpose. Like I hated myself doing it. I
He's my
didn't. It was
favorite
fun.
character ever.
But so like it was really I think it was really interesting being able to like, because I feel like the Femme Fatale is a character that I have played before and I have edited something for. But I feel like this Femme Fatale was a specific brand of awful, and I'm glad that I got to bring it. It's
Intended to be.
yeah, there's this pseudo screaming and the over dramatic, like, oh my god, was very fun.
I love all her fainting spells.
It's
Yeah,
very
Of
iconic.
course.
I added a little bit of the gremlin to Deb
yeah.
because first thing I got was Ray going to me and being like, "Hey, you want to voice a character? Here's what she's supposed to sound like." And I went, "No, she's gonna sound like this."
And I love that choice so much. It's literally better than what I would have come
Yes,
up with.
one of my friends
Literally.
actually told me, they specifically said, oh God, the person who's doing Deb's voice, that sounds painful.
Oh, I can do way worse voices.
Oh,
but yeah, I had
definitely.
like 3 bottles of water.
One
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
one thing I find really, really cool is how different, how differently I perceived like all the characters' voices until I heard you guys voice the characters.
Wait,
Like,
hold on. Do some impressions of what you imagined the characters to sound like.
What did you imagine
ironic,
Deb like?
I imagine Dana to be like, I'm about to like
Dana,
Dana?
you mean Deb?
no, yeah, Deb. I mean Deb. Sorry.
I didn't know you knew
Dana.
my roommate,
Never
Dana.
heard of Dana before.
Mr. Shepherd, are you cheating on me?
Oh God.
Deb, we were never together. I dumped you 5 years ago. With Deb,
That's the ex-wife she's talking about.
Yes.
the voice that I had imagined for Deb was like very much like, Mr. Shepherd, did you drink the Moil Royal again? Like very much like the Ghostbusters girl. Like, I think it's a fabulous way to spend your time.
Like this
Fran Drescher in
Yeah.
the Mayonnaise.
Yeah. For Katrina, it was a lot more like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just gonna like say it for you.
Yeah.
It's like, detective, you cad! I can't be seen in such a position with another gentleman so soon after my dearest darling Dave has passed.
Is that how I sounded?
No, that's not how you sound. That's not how you sound.
all
That's how I imagined Katrina to sound.
So like
Okay.
just add 50% more theater kid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sadly
Once
did
went to
not.
acting camp in 5th grade.
I sadly did not get any situations where I could be like, "This is what I think the character is gonna sound like," because I recorded after Ryan in even so. I ended up just being like, "Oh, okay. The only character that I don't know is Barry D. Evidence, who is still my favorite
Barry
name.
D. Evidence is the only person
Mary
I've
D.
recorded.
I want to say
I-
the only person that like whose voice matched what I thought it was gonna be was Jeanette's.
Thank
Uh,
you.
No,
'Cause, like,
I
imagine
was
Katrina.
absolutely fucking blindsided by Jeanette playing Red Herring. Like
So we can curse.
I got. I guess we are
No.
now. Great. I didn't even realize I did that. But like
Third
I
drop.
got the little recording. I had imagined Jeanette to sound like how Jeanette sounds when Jeanette speaks to a certain extent. I did not expect the pure like
Get your
like-
hands off me.
get your hands off me. It was
and
so it
the
was
thing-
so potent. Like it
Yeah.
was so good.
Totally. And I think the thing that was funny about doing those lines is that like I kind of procrastinated doing them because it's only like 6 lines. So I eventually ended up recording them. My bed is lofted, so it's right by the ceiling. I was in bed. I had my Blue Yeti microphone in the covers, like with my laptop, and I'm here and I'm like, how can I make this guy like sound? I did a few takes and I was like, okay, let me just crack my back. Let me just channel what Butch Hartman thinks he looks like. Then that came out, and I was like, okay, cool. And I sent it over. I was just kind of like, no big deal.
God. Yeah, I genuinely like. I think I don't know. I think I might have texted it or something. I was like, oh my god, Jeanette's red hair. It was so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Genuinely highlight.
I
of
did
my-
really like the original question that like we branched off from
Mhm.
the original like character thing.
Oh yeah, what's it like to originate a
'Cause,
character?
Yeah.
I technically already originated a character. I was like 6.
Oh
so
yeah.
A friend of ours made a show for kids, and I was the first. She like wrote the character, and she was like, you know who would fit this? B would fit this, and I was like a tiny 6-year-old, and I'm like,
Can I say what you
okay,
played?
yeah, go for it.
B
I'm proud of it.
B played the stomach of a starfish.
That's so beautiful.
I was made
not the
villain.
not the starfish, the
stomach.
stomach of the starfish. Because apparently they like extend from
Yeah, their
starfish stomachs
stomachs
to
go
eat.
out and like consume something.
Yes.
So it was.
I wanna
That's
be the
something you're
stomach of a
never gonna
starfish.
forget.
No,
No,
never.
It's also on YouTube, so no, never.
Never.
But I think this was such a better experience for a first character, for like originating
Mhm.
character, because it was just a voice and I didn't have to be like acting.
Yeah, it was
Totally.
very
I
it was
did.
very-
I did try making Deb an anime girl multiple times.
that being said, I am genuinely glad that the first time on elevator pitch that people get to hear my voice doing anything, it's Katrina. Because I am genuinely like I'm proud of the decisions I made doing Katrina. I think it
Yeah,
it's
you did a wonderful job. Yeah.
Thank you. I think it is the perfect brand of I hate myself and I hate misogyny and just over the
Self-loathing.
top shit. Like yeah. Like there's other things where like I feel like if it's a serious character, you want to do the character justice and you want to bring some of yourself into it and you want to give a character integrity. And I think it was really fun to have to play a character and the goal was to not give them any integrity whatsoever in any way.
Definitely.
Their eyes
Um,
are all.
Speaking of these roles, how comfortable are you guys just dropping little hints for maybe just the kinds of roles we're doing for the next episode? Because it does have a pretty similar cast.
A similar
let's-
cast for me?
I was gonna be like, let's just say I'm no longer a male wife, but I don't know how true that is.
You are
Okay.
just such
I don't know how true that is.
Say if you want.
Debatable.
We can actually. I think that's actually a really good idea. Like dropping hints. That way people can get a preview, incentive to listen to the commentaries.
Because our
I've
whole
been-
thing is like, breaking out of genres, mixing it up, keeping you guys on your toes. I'm trying to stray away from doing major typecasts. Like there are definitely people who are good at certain things and will probably do those things more often than other people. But like if you liked Ray as Katrina, you're going to love Ray as an angsty cowboy.
Yes, I
Yay.
do make my debut as an angsty
I'll
cowboy
just
next one.
leave now.
I am very excited for the next one. That being said, we do try not to typecast, and we do like gender blind casting and everything. But I do
That
think
being said,
that being said,
apparently
Jeanette is always the MILF.
I do raise the MILF percentage in any production by 5% just by
Yes.
being in it, even if I'm not playing a MILF.
That is exactly
apparently.
what I was going to say.
Yes,
Allegedly.
red herring, the
I
biggest
re-
one.
I've been
Rhett is
told
the only
by-
non-MILF. No, wait,
I-
hold on. We made this joke before. Rhett counts as a MILF.
Because
Man,
it's a man
I'd
I'd
like to frame.
Yes,
Oh
exactly.
my god.
Ew.
Yes, but I will say, as for my role in the next one, I am a MILF. That is
Yes.
true. I don't know really what hints you want me to give. I'm good at.
Your character is the love of my life. Genuinely, I think one of the greatest elevator pitch characters of all time.
They're
Ooh,
pretty
can we
awesome.
give vague like inspirations for it? Because Anne,
Oh,
can we give like the inspirations, like the
Oh,
mood
for,
board
like
for the next episode?
giveaway or
No, for the next episode.
the next episode. Thematic. Okay.
Because I was just gonna say, best little whorehouse in Texas. And
Yes,
Brokeback
yes,
Mountain.
I love the best little
Man.
whoehouse in Texas so
Yes.
much.
That
There
is,
is
yeah.
character. I literally had to listen to Dolly Parton music to write her
Mhm.
because I couldn't get her voice right any other way.
Yes.
And
you should.
I'd say inspirations. I listened to a weird amount of Marty Robbins music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
Which,
that's a normal amount. Whatever amount it is, it's normal.
It's abnormal. He's going to be on my Spotify Wrapped.
God.
40s country is well, like he and so because of that, Marty Robbins does like a lot of ballads,
Yes.
Mm.
and one of them is very famous for becoming a meme song recently. It's called Big Iron.
Yes.
which,
Oh, well,
um,
my God.
just to summarize it real quick, in which a sheriff or some kind of good, moral, because he's our main character, there's again, it's dubious morality, and we're just told to believe that this person's good interests. Anyway, has heard about this outlaw, and the outlaw has killed like 20 people in duels. He's got all these notches on his pistol for every person he's killed. It's great
1 in
imagery.
19 more.
And so the outlaw comes to town and they duel, and there was something about it that was just captivating to me.
Mhm.
So I kid you not, like the next one is inspired by a Marty Robbins song, combined with a twist that I can never look at a genre without sinking myself up to the elbow in like the gender and sexuality ramifications of it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, wait, we
Totally.
forgot. Even, would you like to preview your character for us? I'm sorry, we kind of jumped to another topic.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
kidding.
sorry. I
No,
will
you're
preface
not.
by saying Evan's
Okay,
character is the most
No,
attractive character we've
shut
ever.
up, shut up.
Okay,
I've been-
fine.
hey,
Whoa.
shut up. This is my time.
Okay.
I've been
Guys, we don't
told
have
from-
time
I've
for a
been-
lover's spat right
Yeah,
now.
okay, fine.
My
In
goodness.
fact,
thank
true. This is going to be a very long commentary.
I've been
Yeah.
told from very unreliable sources that this is like the most attractive character in the show. And you know what? I think my character's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun voicing them.
I
They're-
think that they're pretty poggers.
Oh,
actually.
they are very poggers.
No.
They are extreme
Anyway,
poggers. It'll
That
say
totally dates this commentary so
Oh my
much. We're gonna listen back to
Oh,
this in
I
like
will
a few
make it
months. It's
known,
gonna be awful.
Even's character is named after a character from Richard Brinsley Sheridan's The Rivals, which I was reading at the time when I wrote.
valid.
Man,
I've poggers. I've been trying really hard not to say poggers this entire time, and
say poggers, I dare you.
I'm gonna say
Dear
it.
heaven.
I'm gonna say it so many times now.
It's like
I'm
me.
sorry, I've opened the floodgates.
I've
People
said
in the
yeah,
floodgate
like
fog.
like 10 times. You're allowed
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
poggers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more question if we want to wrap up soon.
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Let's wrap up.
Alrighty. So, well, first episode, pilot episode of our very new podcast, and we've teased stuff for new other things. But if you had to describe why people should listen to Elevator Pitch in 3 words, go.
Oh, can I go
Gay,
first?
Homosexual.
Yes, go.
There will be, as one word, MILFs.
Okay. Okay. I'll take it, right? Man? Even? Who's next?
Even you go next.
Cool, gay ass times. Gay ass is one word. And
Okay. Sounds great.
It's really poggers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got one.
I rocked right into that.
I think
And
they
then
heard.
Ren?
Did you guys hear bees?
No, I didn't.
I
No.
missed it.
Gay, homosexual.
Yay!
That's so funny
Um,
given like what our first episode is.
Yeah,
Like,
so anti.
it's
not
like
You got, no,
really?
no. Here, the point of dead giveaway is to appease the straight people, so they'll come back, and now they're too invested to leave.
That's
Oh,
true.
In
here's the
fact,
thing.
you are
The
correct.
giveaway is very much a criticism of compulsory heterosexuality.
Oh yeah.
At least
but-
that was the intention of it. It's not compulsory. It's heteronormativity in media. It's supposed to criticize. He just falls for her half-assed feminine wiles because she's a woman using her sexuality, and he's supposed to make women using their sexuality look bad because
Bad
it's
man a snare, and I
gender
knew it.
propaganda.
Mm.
I say having based it on the Maltese Falcon, which was written in the 20s, but anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
I still haven't. Let me think.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you for giving me
No,
time.
that
to
was
think
good.
about it. No, it's okay. That I
Let's
did want
actually
to.
ignore Ray's. Ray's gonna say theirs, and we're not gonna answer them.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. God.
Lord.
I'm kidding.
Really good kissing.
No, I disagree with that.
No.
I disagree with that
I mean,
one.
there is going to be other less gross kissing, and it is
Yes, I
going-
agreed. Yes, I
it-
agreed to the kissing noises. Yes,
Yeah.
I cannot physically listen to them.
Oh wait, I don't know if we explain what the kissing noises are. The kissing noises are me chewing gum into the mic,
And
and
me
then
occasionally making the a villager noise.
from my
Mm.
um,
Hmm.
there are gonna be other
All
kisses.
right.
They're gonna be good. Mark my
Do you mind
words.
if I
And that's a
butt in?
threat.
Just I do know we have to go, but I had little fun facts that I couldn't fit anywhere else. So do you guys want to speed run of Anne's fun facts? And
Yes,
then
And
And
are you
fun
trying
fact.
to J.K. Rowling your way into this?
Oh.
fun fact, there's a line where buried the evidence says Jeezy crazy. That is not something I just like based off of something to make it funny. That's something I've genuinely taken to saying in real life. Everyone here can
Yeah.
attest that I say
Jeezy,
Jeezy crazy.
Yeah, Anne speaks like a very old Jewish man at times. It's just a part of their charm.
Second of
And
all,
that is a fact.
Yeah.
aw, you think I'm charming? That's gay.
No,
There are no gay people here.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're all
None of us,
deeply
none of us.
heterosexual. Haven't you heard Dead Giveaway? I'm very clearly in love with a man in that. God.
Yeah,
God.
I play tennis.
Yeah, Jeannette plays tennis.
I'm a private eye with heavily implied but never discussed mental issues. I can't
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
I don't exist in a podcast.
Those mental issues are
Lily, you just took all of
heterosexuality.
our hearts and souls in this podcast.
Oh, also, just a fun fact. I did record my only line in this while crouched in a corner of the same room Brian recorded the sax riff in.
Nice.
Man, oh man.
Brian.
Shared a recording space for this.
While he was recording the sax riff?
No, he was like elsewhere.
Okay.
Detective,
So it
come
was just-
quick. My wealthy husband, 50 years, my senior, has been
been
murdered.
I did that
I
line
think
so many times because I hate my voice, and that is why you will like never see me act in a major role in this.
But to
That's
cast you in a
gonna-
major role just to spite you. I'm
I
kidding.
didn't I cast you as a character?
You what?
I do really want you to be a character genuinely because I think you are the only person who will do it justice. But if you're not
Oh,
comfortable, I know.
You know how I gave the one dubious morality or legality line my exact vocal patterns, but specifically my essay vocal patterns?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a character who has those about every other line due sometime in like
Nice.
early next year.
Yes.
So keep your
Yeah,
eyes
Anne is
peeled.
voicing that character. I've decided.
I've also
Yeah.
decided. I will back you
Yeah.
up on that.
Oh,
Good.
Cool.
Jeezy crazy.
There it is.
Yeah, there
And
it is.
okay, well,
Daisy,
I
You could
will
close
share
it out.
my fun little examining fun tropes. That is my why you should listen to elevator pitch.
Yay! That's so wholesome and
Not-
nice.
Yeah, well, I am. We're not going to finish that sentence. I am here.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, I exist. Hello.
You too. Hi.
Lily, you're
I do
so
in-
awesome. You're so poggers. Did you know?
You're deeply
Ah.
poggers, Lily. You're so poggers.
Thanks, guys. Alrighty. I do believe as much as I would absolutely adore to keep talking to you, about all of this, this commentary track is going to be like 6 hours long.
We must away.
We
We
must
must.
away.
So, Ray, would you like to send us out with a fun little goodbye message?
Sure. Thank you
Say
all
no.
for listening to this commentary track. It is our very first one. If you are wherever you're listening on this, whether it's on YouTube or on our Twitter, make sure to check out our other social medias. If you would like to help us out, please take a look at our Ko-fi. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube. And keep an eye out for the next episode, which should be coming out at or around the 28th of May.
Yeehaw!
So take a
Woo!
little gander at Yeehaw coming soon to podcast platforms near you. Hope you all have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Great job, you guys. Peace out.
Bye. Good
Bye,
night.
Anne.
Bye.